Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. We're happy to see you, unless you're a Twitter burner account. Then you can suck it. Welcome to Way Off Sides, where we talk all things Alabama all the time. I've got Bill and Chris with me. I think Jeff's going to join us a little later. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to jump right into stuff. Tonight, we're going to be talking about SEC QB rankings, where they all rank our top 8. We posted a graphic not too long ago. Some people got pissy. Some people didn't. We're going to do a schedule breakdown of Tennessee and Oklahoma. We're going to look at Bama's possibly projected offense. And then we're going to talk about something that Ricky L. Green put a question up to us. Can Kalen DeBoer win a national championship in his first year at Alabama? But before we get there, as always, I need you to do the thing. You guys know what the thing is. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, retweet. I'll be honest, the burner account screwed up my algorithm. So anything you guys can do to help would be awesome. Definitely retweet if you can. If you're tracking what we're doing on YouTube or you're not yet, head over there. It's Way Off Sides 4As. Roll Tide, Eric. It's good to see you. You guys know MJ, right? MJ checks out the show.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
MJ shared something interesting with me today. a certain wide receiver that's on Bama's radar was liking some of his posts about that said wide receiver coming to Alabama.
All right.
I'm not gonna say any names, but it's not Derek Meadows and it's not Caleb Cunningham. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if MJ wants me sharing too much, so that's all I'm gonna say. But I know Roll Tide
Link.
Roll Tide, see Bama, you got here early. Love it. But that got me thinking. I posted a video earlier talking about Derek Meadows, who's getting ready to commit on Saturday. And I just wanted to get your initial thoughts on Derek Meadows. What do you guys think? Where's Bama sitting with the 6'5", 200-pound wide receiver out of Las Vegas?
I think we're 50-50.
Yeah,
it does feel like that.
Well, the thing is, you got all these other recruits that they get on social media and play their games, and we see it like Juju.
Yeah,
Juju's wore. I've seen him in the last 2 weeks in Auburn gear, Indiana gear.
yeah, kissing footballs and babies and the whole.
I think with Meadows we're going to be 50-50. I know he has spoken highly of the coaching staff at Bama. More than once. So, we'll have to see. I mean, it's a kid, it's a teenager that's.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot. And you got parents saying this is what I think you need to do, and then you've got these schools throwing money at them. So
yeah. Look,
we know the history of that. Young men get bad advice when they're trying to pick a college, and it's everybody comes out of the woodwork.
They do, but with Derek Meadows, I think a lot of people forget that he's actually was favored for a long time at Notre Dame, not just by On3, which you can see here, by just about everybody. And then after that official visit, all the momentum shifted over to Alabama. On3, Rivals, 247, everybody was saying, okay, he's a lock for Bama. They're crystal balling him to Bama. Well, then you don't hear anything out of him for about 2.5 weeks, and LSU gets in the mix. A lot of people commenting right now are saying, hey, I hear he's going to LSU. Things like that. Eric says he's milking the moment. I like it.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, Brady. Welcome to the show. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. There are some projections that are showing Meadows to LSU. Very real possibility. Very, very real possibility. But I think in this sense, none of the big guys have come out and actually said he's going to LSU. So it's just going to be a waiting game until Saturday.
Right.
Now, we'll say if anybody saw Aaron Hodges posted he was watching the show Receivers today. I don't know. A lot of people took that as kind of like a hint. But I do think it was a hint, but I don't necessarily think it was regarding Derek Meadows. Now, we know Bama's in the mix ultimately for 3 wide receivers: Caleb Cunningham, Derek Meadows, and Kalik Lockett. I think potentially Bama can land 2 of those guys. One of them is leaning heavily Alabama. I talked about this earlier. I'll link that in the description when we're done here. Caleb Cunningham. That's who I think that Aaron Hodges is talking about. I think that, Caleb said he was going to recruit sometime in July, or commit sometime in July. It's now July 11th. I think that one might be a coming, if you know what I mean. And I think that's what Aaron's talking about. A lot of people were thinking Meadows. Now, how sweet would it be if Alabama picks up a commitment from Caleb Cunningham, and then right behind that or right before that, they get that verbal from Derek Meadows on Saturday? Be pretty good, pretty nice, right?
Yeah,
be pretty good. So we'll wait and go ahead, Bill.
Isn't there one more official visit weekend this month?
So they're at the end of the month. The last
28th.
Yeah, there's a very short window for players to go and do on-campus visits. Alabama's going to be hosting a cookout that weekend. And I was talking about this on the video earlier with Kalik Lockett. It'll be very, very interesting to watch and see what he does that weekend. I'm convinced if he what's up, Keith?
Hey, Keith.
If he goes and visits Austin, he's going to commit to Texas. If he comes to Tuscaloosa, it's Alabama. I was kind of watching some of these guys on 3, just watching, learning what they're talking about. And one of them made the comment, he was like, there's always a lot of words, right?
Yeah.
Everybody says a lot of words, but what you actually follow in this business is you follow the visits. And to that point, I think if it's a big if Khalil Lockett takes a visit that weekend, if he shows up at the cookout, he's probably going to commit to Alabama. I think if Derek Meadows doesn't commit Saturday, the situation looks better for Khalil Lockett. What are your thoughts on that?
Probably so. I mean, it's going to be a crowded wide receiver room, and these guys know it. And what's up, Jeff? They're not looking to get, red shirt sophomore when they finally hit the field. So, we know we've got 3 years of Ryan Williams and some others. So these guys they're smart enough to look around the room and go, wow, I'd love to be here and be successful here. Mm-hmm. But they only put 3 and 4 receivers on the field at a time.
Yeah. And let's go ahead, Bill. Sorry.
I was just going to say, so, I do think 2 of these 3 are coming. I think Meadows is an amazing young athlete. His measurables, man, he's runs like a gazelle, and just the size. And so it'd be great to have him. And then, it's kind of like the old, the old hunter adage, when a deer you shot runs off and you can't find him, they say, well, coyote got to eat too. Sometimes the other team needs a wide receiver.
Right.
Yeah.
So very,
yeah, I mean, those are all very good points. I think the other factor that you have to think about in terms of recruiting is Kalen Russell. Just got his 5th star, won the Elite 11. A lot of these receivers want to come play with him. That's do.
Right.
Or they want to go play with another flavor of the month at another school. And what are 2 schools that have that flavor of the month? LSU does coming in, and then
Bama.
Texas does with Arch Manning. And so, I don't want to act like Texas and LSU can't put wide receivers into the draft. That especially LSU. Despite a consistent, LSU is a very good developmental program. They always have been. They put people in the draft.
LSU was putting high draft picks in the 70s and 80s when they won 2 and 3 games. They were putting first rounders out, offensive first rounders.
Right. So Meadows to LSU wouldn't be it wouldn't be a bad move for the kid. It wouldn't be a surprise. No. It's recruiting is frustrating because, everybody kind of jumps on this kid after his OV. He's coming to Bama. Everything's pointing at Bama, and then all of a sudden, radio silence. And then all of a sudden it's not LSU's in the mix. Now we'll say all of these guys that are uncommitted, that have an interest in Alabama or are on Alabama's board, Alabama's still heavily in the mix and talking to them. One they're probably not. Brady talked about Naheem Offord. Probably not, man.
Yeah,
probably not. I don't
him.
think. Yeah, I think Naheem is a Buckeye, true and true, and that's where he's going to go.
Be nice to have him.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. I hate that Ryan Day is able to come get one out of our backyard, but that's just one you have to kind of chalk up to. I don't think the family wanted him in Alabama, and that's okay. Now, somebody else to keep an eye on. We've been talking about this for weeks. There's a potential that there's been rumor and talk. I want to specify it's rumor and talk. Nothing solid or solidifying, but there's been talk that you're going to get a dual commitment. And a lot of fans, a lot of people savvy who listen to the media kind of feel like that's going to be AK Deer and Caleb Cunningham. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So outside of Kalen Russell, and just Alabama's track record with wide receivers and Kalen DeBoer, why would these 5 stars want to come play in Tuscaloosa? There's one answer. Anybody know what it is?
Championships. Getting drafted.
Dude. It's Coach Shepard.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Shepard is an insane recruiter. Not only that, he is an amazing person. He is very big on relationships, not just with the player, but their families.
He'll be a head coach soon.
Yeah, he will be. And then, yes, Ty Haywood's been popping in. We're still feeling pretty good about Ty. We'll see what happens down the road out of Texas.
But, you mentioned it. I mean, Chris said it. These are young guys. It's talking season. We got By the way, if you hadn't, I don't know if Phil Steele's magazine came out, but we're almost at magazine season, and then
There's been some dropping already.
So anyway, it's talking season, and we're talking about these young guys, and Texas A&M, I believe, is still very, very much in their feelings when Eric Dickerson went to SMU and took that car with him.
Yeah,
because I mean, and when SMU was asked, well, how'd y'all get him? And Ron Meyer said, "Hey, these young men they change their mind."
Absolutely,
they do.
Cash helps.
They do.
But they do change their minds because something else. This is just a fact of life. Brain development. These guys are at the, developmental years of decision-making ability, and they're going to be weighing pros and cons better and better every day at this age.
Yeah.
So they will change their minds.
Yeah.
We like Derek Meadows.
We do. Talking Derek Meadows and some other wide receivers. I did a video earlier. I'll link it in the description of this video when it's done. So you'll be able to check that out. He commits Saturday. I think Bama still has a decent shot at him. I don't think it's as strong as it was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we'll see. It sounds like it's a 2-horse race between LSU and Alabama. But I think Notre Dame's probably still in the mix there somewhere. Guys, I posted something a few days ago and made everybody really mad.
You're talking about the Hugh Freeze spending money?
Not that. Not
he
the
didn't take it from the equestrian budget.
Yeah, hold on. I want to say something about this Travis Smith Jr. thing that pissed everybody off. Look, I get it. I kind of jumped the gun there, and I apologize. Said I was wrong, but you have to understand that even though a lot of people are saying he's going to wind up with Tennessee, he's not committed anywhere, and Alabama is still actively recruiting him. If you don't believe me, I've heard it several times. Way Offsides just wants to be like On 3, just wants to be blah blah blah. Well, On 3 is literally talking about Alabama today, still in the kids' recruitment. Is he a primary target for Alabama? No. But if Meadows and Lockett don't work out, they may go for him. We'll know next month.
Yep.
We'll know next month. And again, something we've been saying because I know what's coming. Oh, well, he's committing Saturday. Yes, he is. He absolutely is committing Saturday. He's not signing a national letter of intent on Saturday. Neither are any of these guys committed to Alabama. Looking at you, Turbo Rogers. Look, just because they commit doesn't mean people aren't reaching out. Doesn't mean money's not flowing. Promises aren't being made. Okay. So anyway, no, but it wasn't that, and it wasn't the Hugh Freeze post, which, oh man, that was just fun.
According to the reactions on that, we all need to start taking Lipitor.
I just like pissing off Auburn fans, man. I mean, that's all.
Well, and it's so easy.
Yeah, look,
it's so easy.
Here's the thing. Even if it's 100% true, if it actually worked, they wouldn't have anything to say bad about it. No. It's not a bad thing. I get Alvin Henderson's not worth $1.5 million.
The funny,
stupid and get in your feelings. And all you're doing is retweeting and commenting and helping our algorithm, which we appreciate. So thank you.
The funny thing is, it's legal now to spend this money. They act like we're uncovering something dirty.
I had a conversation about that. And it was with an Auburn fan. He was actually, we actually had a legit conversation on Twitter back and forth about that. I'm like, look, man, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Alabama and Auburn haven't been paying players big money for decades. I've already told y'all. Alabama's just done a better job at it.
I'm pretty confident I know who the bag man for Cam was. And Danny Sheridan says he knows. I think I know.
Possible, Brady. Possible.
Yeah, AK Deer would be phenomenal. We want that. But yeah, it's legal now, so we're not worried about it.
No, it's not. And look, let's say Auburn got a Juju Lewis. Let's say Alabama got a Travis Smith Jr. or whomever. Right? There's nothing saying that they're going to stay for a year.
No,
absolutely not. They may. No, with Alabama's wide receiving core, you may bring in a Derek Meadows and he may sit for a year and decide this ain't for me and then hop off somewhere else as soon as the portal opens. Which, by the way, another post, some clarity. There's probably in the next couple of weeks going to be some news dropping about the transfer portal. It's looking like regulatory things.
We need it.
yeah, that post is not about like people using the transfer portal to go to schools. It's more about regulations, which we all agree is much needed. But the post that pissed everybody off was my 2024 SEC QB rankings 1 through 8. I know what stands out to Alabama fans right off the bat. Why is Jackson Dart over Jalen Milroe? Well,
you wanted likes.
No, honestly, it's supposed to be the other way around. And it just popped off, so I didn't say anything. Yeah, it's supposed to be the other way around. I made this graphic really late at night. I was half asleep. And so just was not paying any kind of attention. The Ole Miss logo has to be really small to fit, and so I just did not notice it. So I've got Jalen Milroe. We'll just say we got Jalen Milroe at number 2 in the SEC, right? Even though, and there's two camps on this within the Alabama fan base. One saying that Jalen Milroe is going to be phenomenal this season, and the other side saying that he's a glorified running back. I think we've all set on both sides of that fence at times, especially the last season.
Yep.
But it doesn't change the fact that Milroe finished right outside of the Heisman finalist field in Heisman voting last season. That's a fact that we tend to forget.
He was actually was he 4 or 5, and the others ahead of him graduated. 5. Yeah, and the other 4 ahead of him graduated. Mm-hmm. So Jalen Milroe
would make him the best quarterback in college football.
He is based on last year's attention. He is the Heisman leader.
I agree, and I think he should be. And here's why. I did a video about this a couple of days ago too. I think Jalen Milroe is a lock for a Heisman Trophy. I think he probably stands.
I think he might get it.
I think he stands a better chance of winning a Heisman Trophy than anybody Alabama's had on their roster under Nick Saban, for the simple fact that there's 2 aspects of his game that he needs to improve on, and they're both coachable.
That's right.
We know he's a runner. Jalen Milroe has one of the most beautiful deep balls I've ever seen. Anybody remember him taking that lick against Ole Miss and hitting that deep ball for a touchdown? That's kind of when we were like, look, he's going to be all right, If he can increase his awareness in terms of his receivers, where they are, if he can have some time to actually read a defense, read his routes, and if he can improve on his short and intermediate game, he will. Yeah. And here's where I think that happens. I think that happens with trust. I think it happens with trust.
If he can trust the center, if he can trust the center to get him consistent snaps at his number, that's going to be a huge improvement on his ability to react to what he's reading.
Well, it's not just that. It's. I mean, center aside, the offensive line, something just wasn't gelling last year.
No,
I don't know if it was Caden Proctor, it may have been Milroe's cadence, like they said over in Ohio State. But we'll see. Something wasn't gelling. Milroe's running for his life half of the season, and so he doesn't have time to process anything. For those of you who want to argue that point, look at Bryce Young the year before. He had the same type of season. Bryce Young is just a more elusive quarterback. Milroe's bigger, and he's maybe not as quick with reading a defense.
Bryce was quicker to get out when the pocket broke down. Icarus. Bryce was quicker. We were heavy on defense.
It's a great point. Yeah.
Let's read this.
Coach Saban himself said, hey, look, I wasn't as involved with the offense as I wanted to be. And so it was Tommy Rees's show, and we all know that Tommy Rees wanted his boy starting Tyler Buckner and not Jalen.
Are you talking about the lacrosse player?
Well, he's now a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But this is a good point. DeBoer, Coach Shepard working with those wide receivers. You've got Coach K. And then just the new OC. I think if Milroe can build trust in all of those levels and his offensive line, he's going to have a breakout season.
I think it's going to be the offensive line big time for him, and it's because when the pocket was breaking down, he was still looking for a pass, and we know he runs like a deer. So he was too. I think that was a coaching point where he wasn't told, look, when the pocket breaks down, haul butt.
This list is capped. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. I think it's, and I think one of the things we're going to see in the improvement was an interview recently is Jalen. They said, Jalen, what do you work on? How much time do you spend working on your running? And he said, Jeff thinks we should put Carson Beck number one. And Jalen said, I don't work on my running. I'm working on all my throwing because that's where I am a quarterback. I have to be a thrower. Right. So he's putting in reps every day for that. And then, in less than a month, he's going to be putting in reps against some 5-star defensive players.
Yeah. Not only that, Milroe, I'm certain, had the opportunity to leave when Nick Saban retired. And he chose to stay. The guy obviously loves Alabama. He loves that team. And we owe it to him, really, to get behind him and be supportive of Milroe. He said he can't be. I'll tell you, this is a good point while we talk about these rankings a little more. So I think, honestly, Milroe is probably number one in the SEC just because of where he finished in Heisman polls last season. Now this guy, Nico, what is it? Iamaleava. Yeah. Tennessee. You're going to want to watch this kid. And I know you guys don't want me to say anything positive about Tennessee, but this kid's the real deal. And he's going to do really good things at Tennessee. I don't know if Tennessee has the other parts that he needs to be successful.
Correct.
But let's say we bump Jalen Milroe up to number one. Who would you put at number two?
I would probably put Brady Cook at number two.
Brady Cook.
Yeah.
Chat, who would you put at number two? I want to know what chat says. I want their list, 1 through 5. 1 through 5. Let's see. All right, so Bill, you said Brady Cook at number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what about 3? I'm gonna make you go all the way to 5.
All right, 3. I think I would put Beck at 3.
Beck. Look, Beck is a crisp passer, man. He really is.
And it's a very, very fast delivery. The ball gets where it's going. Is almost got a throwing like Penix, almost a right-handed Penix. And I'd put Beck at 2, 3 because of he's got more of the parts around him than Jackson Dart. Brady Cook, I think, has a lot of parts around him that are very good. And Brady Cook's, he was good last year on a very developing team, and I think he's got just more parts. That's why I like Cook number 2, Beck number 3.
Brady Cook benefited from a very strong run game last year. And that's what everybody got. Ask Georgia if you don't believe me. As soon as they get done racing their cars, ask them.
Well, I mean, you can say that, but I mean, he threw for 3,300 yards.
Yeah, he did. But everybody's concern with Missouri was stopping the run because they were running through everybody. So let's see. Quinn Ewers is interesting to me. It's hard to know what to do with him because he seems to only play well against Alabama. So,
I think Quinn Ewers. And I hope I don't care if he's listening or not. He reminds me of that quarterback that was at South Carolina in 2010 that had one good game against Alabama.
Right.
Oh, I can't. Stephen Garcia. He reminds me of a thinner Stephen Garcia because I've seen him have great games and I've seen him have terrible games. And he was, and that Texas team was good enough to overcome some of his errors last year. Quinn Ewers has got the skill set. I'm assuming he's going to be a darn good one this year, but you never know.
So Brady says he's got Milroe 1, Carson Beck 2, Brady Cook 3, Quinn Ewers 4, and Jackson Dart 5. Jackson Dart obviously is way too high on this list, and
Jackson Dart's way too high.
I think that's going to show. Everybody is really hyping Jackson Dart up, and I think the Ole Miss fan base is going to be let down big time by him.
Is Jackson Dart the new version of Bo Wallace?
Maybe Stephen Garcia, maybe.
He may be more like Garcia than Ewers.
So, but yeah, there you have it, Bill. I'm cool with that list. Chris, what about you, man? Who'd be number 1?
I'm good with it. I mean, Milroe, it's hard to say. I mean,
be honest.
If you put his passing game in and then put his legs in the mix and one or two. I mean, I know we've seen some video of Jackson Dart, and I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be the one to watch this year.
Who, Jackson Dart?
Yeah.
Really?
Interesting take.
I do. I think he'll be the one to watch as far as quote unquote veteran quarterbacks go. But I think the most improved quarterback you're going to see this year is going to be Jackson Arnold.
Really?
Yeah.
We kind of forget about Jackson Arnold and poor old Oklahoma, don't we?
Are you saying he's going to improve because he's improving, or everything around him is also improving?
I think he's improved, and I think everything around him's improved.
Yeah, I do agree with that, and I know we're going to get into predictions on Oklahoma at another point, but they're going to be a much improved team all over.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I don't believe you on defense until I see it. I thought Brent Venables was definitely going to be the answer there, and
they didn't have the players they need.
And I'm like, what's going on? Like
they didn't have the ponies in the stable that Brent Venables needed.
I know, but I mean, even their schemes just weren't working. It was a lot. Probably. Guys, do us a favor. Like I said, algorithm took a hit thanks to all the different burner accounts on old Twitter.
The bots.
So listen, I want to say something about that. If look, yes, we absolutely read other media sources and derive information from them. Everybody does that. If you read a newspaper and one story pops off, guess what the other newspapers do? They write the same damn story. That's how this works. Listen, for those of you questioning credibility because a burner account on Twitter told you should question credibility, I'm sorry, we can't help you on that. Look, I've said it before. I have 2 degrees from the University of Alabama. Used to work for the athletic department. I know guys there. Chris has a lot of ends with a lot of coaches around the state of Alabama. Bill knows just about everybody. It's insane. So there's
Don't tell my secrets.
I'm not going to tell all your secrets, but listen, our information is only as good as what's told to us, just like everybody else.
I have a lot of lunchtime contacts.
You do. When you're dealing with 17, 18-year-olds, things change. And so, if you want to burn us for that, that's fine. We probably don't want you following anyway. But it is what it is. But I will say that, y'all be mindful of those burner accounts, man. They call themselves Bama fans, but they're really just trashing.
There's a lot of trolls out there, and before we had good, stuff like YouTube and the Twitter, they were on the message boards stirring up mess that way.
Yeah, and which, by the way, I'm not a member of any message board. I don't get any information from message boards. We actually reach out to.
The good thing is,
talk to
the message board served a great purpose 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We all, if we want to work at it, like some of us work at it, we can get just about the same information. I've got contacts. You just mentioned that we all got our contacts, and they're not basement dwellers.
Yeah, that's true. So do us a favor. I'll tell you what, I'll enact the Georgia game ticket giveaway again for 3 shows starting today. How do you guys feel about that?
Roll it.
Okay. If we can hit today, if we can hit 1,000 live viewers, somebody from the comment section will win a ticket to the Alabama-Georgia game on September 28th. Definitely possible. A couple shows ago, we had like 1,226 people watching. You guys know what to do. That means you got to share, comment, engage. If you're watching and you're not commenting, please do. We would like to hear from you. Don't be scared. We're nice dudes. No one's going to make fun of you, I promise. Jeff's not here tonight, so you don't have to worry about that. Like, share, retweet, do all the things. Follow us on YouTube. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We go live a lot. We've got a pretty cool pre-recorded video coming this weekend to you. Shorts, all the stuff that your little Alabama heart could desire. While we all wait 51 more days for the college football season, I don't know why everybody keeps cutting their cameras off and leaving me.
I just wanted to show that. I just wanted to show the horn. I had to show the horns down again.
I'm gonna go.
I just have to show horns down.
Well, I got something else I want to talk about, guys. But let's check.
I want to hear it.
OSU, everybody's talking about the Buckeyes. Yes, the Buckeyes are trying to buy a national championship. So is Oregon. But if we're being honest, that's what everybody's trying to do. They're just spending a lot more money to do it. Well, go ahead, Bill.
One of the greatest lines I heard about Ryan Day is about a month ago. A Michigan sports writer said, "He is just an excuse machine," and I love that. Love hey, thanks, Howard. We love you. And I'm curious if Ryan Day has what it takes to beat Michigan first, and then
that's the big test there. If he can beat Michigan, Jeff, we kind of already talked about this, but I'll tell you, I think we're all kind of feeling 50-50 on it. I think we still have a shot, a legitimate shot at Meadows when he commits. But if he doesn't, there's good news coming either before or shortly after, I think, with Caleb Cunningham. So just be patient if he doesn't, and don't freak out. There's guys coming, a lot of them. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw the Dijon Lee post today, but he pretty much said something big's coming. I reposted it to make sure everybody saw my valid source. I mean, Dijon Lee said it. So I don't know what more you want. But Chris.
Sir.
Do you want to crap on some other teams in their schedules like we did a couple of weeks ago?
Why not? Yes. Who you want to start with?
It's time. So 2 weeks ago, we did LSU and Auburn, and we predicted their schedules. This week, we're going to do there you go, Jeff. Yep. There you go. This week, we're going to start with Tennessee. I'm going to bring the schedule up for you guys.
All right.
You guys be sure to tag your favorite Vol in the comments.
There's no such thing.
It's not a very grueling schedule here. I mean, that end stretch is kind of tough after October 12th. It gets a little difficult, but right off the bat, what do you notice? Tell me something.
I'll tell you, a trap game for them is going to be NC State. Early, that's going to be NC State well, they just got a new coach, so that's going to make it. No, I'm sorry, Duke just got a new coach. So NC State was having a good year last year, and they do have a good system there. So that's going to be a good one to watch. The Oklahoma trip, that's going to be that's going to be interesting on two fronts to see what improvement Oklahoma has made, and how is Nico improving. I see, at Oklahoma, at Georgia, those are going to be tough. At Arkansas, it won't be easy. It'll be a 9:30 in the morning game.
Yep.
But
it won't.
Can you remember an Arkansas game that started after 3? I can't. I mean, the past several years, it's when Kane Womack was the fullback. But no, I think they've got.
I like the way you dropped that, Bill.
I think they might have 3-4 losses.
3-4. Let's go. We're starting off with Chattanooga. That's a big W right off the bat.
That's a W.
NC State, W.
Question mark.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that could be a trap game.
Yeah. NC State.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a W.
I mean, they're going to Charlotte to play, so
that's right.
I'm gonna stick with W there. So
okay.
All right. Kent State, W. Right? We all in agreement there?
Yeah.
All right. Oklahoma.
L.
Really?
I think they're going to go to Norman, and a home game in Norman, Oklahoma is dangerous for anybody. Oklahoma don't lose at home. If they do, it's a rarity.
I disagree with that, man. I don't see that. I've got them going. Let's just make this easy. I've got them going 5-0 until they get to the Florida game.
You think so?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I think Tennessee's going to be better than a lot of people think.
And maybe, but we gotta see what the quarterback plays like.
It's going to be good. I'm telling you right now.
Well, we know, but
yeah, Nico's really good.
And they better have a defense.
Yeah. Okay. So I got them taking a surprise L to Florida. I think, Chris and I have kind of talked about this. I think that the pressure Billy Napier's under and what he's been able to quietly do with the transfer portal. I know he lost a lot. I know you had the Rashada drama, but I think Florida's going to put a decent product on the field. And I think that they're going to be hungry to make a name for themselves. I think Florida's probably going to beat a couple of people that they shouldn't, that they're not going to be favored against. And I think Tennessee might be one of them.
Well, for Billy Napier, he needs it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, he absolutely does. He's got to beat Tennessee or Georgia.
November is going to be destructive to the Florida Gators.
I'm going to interrupt everybody here. Our beloved Nick Saban won the 2024 SB Icon Award tonight.
Good. He should. Congratulations.
It was presented to him on stage by Mark Ingram and Bryce Young.
That's awesome, man.
How sweet.
That's awesome. That's probably why people aren't watching tonight.
Probably.
We'll see what happens. Look, Jeff,
he looked good. He looked good too in his tux.
He did look good. You see him in his tux, him and Terry.
Yeah, he looked so cute.
I saw the pictures.
Nick
did he shave his scruff off yet? I know you saw the boat picture with his scruffy little beard he had going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Look, Jeff, I'm going to go back to it really quick. Bama's going to finish with 5 or 6 5-stars, which is a good class. Also, listen, there's some really odd and dreary, not dreary, but weird similarities between this class and the 2017 class. And I'm going to do a video on that soon, so I want you to keep your eyes out. This got brought to my attention today by Jay Will, and it's really, really strange, actually. So we all know how that class worked out. So
that was an amazing class.
Yeah.
Let's finish the Tennessee thing, though. So you say they're going to lose to Florida. I hope you're right. I don't feel it.
Yeah, so they're going to lose to Florida. We can go ahead and say L on the 19th. They're going to lose to Alabama. Now, what about Kentucky? That one's interesting.
I think they beat Kentucky.
Yeah, it's in Neyland. They'll win.
Yeah.
They'll beat Mississippi State.
So we've got them at 6-2, right? Or 5.
Maybe 5-3. We may be 5-3 with NC State.
5-3. That's fine. All right, Mississippi State's a W.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Georgia, big L.
Big L.
Big L. So we'll put them at what does that put them at? 6-4, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. UTEP win 7-4.
It'll be a win, but it will be a struggle win
against UTEP.
I think so.
They'll be exhausted after Georgia.
And Georgia is going to.
It's going to be that 11 a.m. game too. You know it.
Yep.
And Georgia's going to put a boot in their butt.
Oh man. Okay. All right. And then Vanderbilt wins. So we're thinking they can go 8-4, 9-3.
Yeah.
Everybody comfortable with that? That's not a bad season. That's kind of typical of Tennessee.
Not bad. Outside the top 12.
But you guys prepare yourselves because when they go 5-0, you know the talk. It's our year.
Oh yeah, it's our year. Brick by brick.
All right. So first off, what's the week 0? Is there a big game week 0? Because the quarterback coming out of that game is going to be. He's the odds-on Heisman favorite.
I don't know. Let me look and see if there is a week 0. Yeah.
Remember that
last year it was Notre Dame and Navy in Ireland.
Yeah, and that quarterback was all everybody talked about for 3 weeks, and he just got an undrafted free agency walk on
it. The only team there's no take that back. Florida State and Georgia Tech.
Florida State, Georgia Tech. That's a good. Yep. I mean, that's a decent game. When is it?
August 24th, 11 a.m. kickoff.
Oh,
and they're playing in Aviva Stadium in Ireland.
Is there really a legitimate market? Is there like a legit market in Ireland?
Make sure this is right. Am I looking at
Georgia Tech in Ireland?
Am I looking at some weird schedule?
Probably.
No, I mean it's right here. This is it.
That's crazy.
All right. So
okay, Eric. Now, if that's the case, that means they go like 7-5.
So either 8-4, it could be 7-5 or 9-3, and I think 8-4 is probably more like it. I think
if they go 7-5, I think people start getting frustrated with Heupel, which is sad because he's a good coach. But they're going to start.
I think they're going to lose to NC State, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia, and you're taking out NC State and saying they're going to lose to.
They're not losing to NC State, man.
Dude, I hope the Wolfpack is listening.
I love Eric. All right, you guys ready to go on and talk about Oklahoma? You want to talk about?
Might as well.
We got to get them out of the way. Let's get the new bloods handled. Don't mind the graphic. That's the only decent.
What's wrong? What's happening? Is he squeezing his fat roll?
Yes.
Okay.
This is what all the Auburn fans accused us of doing.
That's a pick from this past weekend at Michael's house.
Getting stupid. All right.
You better wear gloves. All right.
All right. Let's start off. Temple W.
W.
Yeah. Houston L, baby.
No.
W. W.
L.
W.
Didn't they fire Dana Holgorsen?
Oklahoma's going to be that good. I don't know why everybody thinks Oklahoma's going to be good.
They're not. They're not going to drop one to Houston this year.
Okay, I'll give it to you guys. We'll say
I don't
2-0.
think Houston's that good.
Now, could Tulane possibly sneak up and get them?
Tulane could be the trap game.
Tulane is not a scrub like everybody thinks they are.
But they
nearly beat Ole Miss last year.
Yeah.
There's another trap game on their schedule, and you're not going to believe me. So.
Okay, so let's put them 3-0 right now.
We'll say 3-0 with a question mark.
All right, we'll leave it 3-0. Now, Tennessee. I've got Oklahoma beating Tennessee. Don't you guys? Isn't that what we just talked about? Can you not remember?
They're going to beat Tennessee.
We're talking 4-0, first year in the SEC with one SEC game. And then they got to go to Auburn. And I get it. Auburn, we don't want Auburn to win, but we all know that playing in Jordan-Hare Stadium where there's some kind of black magic hoodoo, I don't know what it is, that's a tough environment, and Oklahoma's going to get broke into the SEC the right way there. And I got them losing a close one at Auburn. So 4-1. What do you guys think?
I agree with that.
Okay. Absolutely, Jeff. I'm with you. There's absolutely no way they do.
You can't beat the voodoo.
And you're 4-2 in the first 6, and I think I agree with them because then
they're going to lose to Texas in week 6.
They're going to lose to Texas.
Oh, they're going to lose to Texas.
Guys, the Red River rivalry is going to be an SEC game. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the 3 best rivalries. Yeah. Three of the 4 best rivalries in the country are SEC.
That's beautiful. All right,
so we got the Iron Bowl and the Red River.
Yep. So we got them at 4-2 going through the first 6. Then we come to the back half of the schedule. South Carolina. I
think that's going to be a trap game.
That could be a trap game,
but a W.
I'm going to give them. I think it's a W, but I do agree with Chris there. That's a tricky game. It's not as simple as it sounds. No Spencer Rattler though.
Nope. But I really think it's going to be one of those games. It's like, it's going to come down to like the final play.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give it to Oklahoma just on my end. So I got them 5-2. Maine. I didn't know Maine had a football team. 6-2. All right, at Missouri.
Wait. Did you skip Ole Miss?
We skipped Ole Miss.
Oh, we did skip Ole Miss. I'm so sorry.
That's
at Ole Miss. Bro. L.
Now they're 5-3. Maine is 6. Maine makes them 6.
I don't know. We don't know how Maine hit.
Let's say 6-3. All right, last 3 games. I got loss.
Yeah. They're going to be 6-6.
6-6.
They're going bowling though.
They'll be playing in the Birmingham Bowl or there it is. Eric said it.
Yep.
6-6.
Right.
I agree with you, Eric. 6-6.
Welcome to Birmingham in December, brothers. Or they can go to the Texas Bowl.
Would you guys go watch them?
No.
I wouldn't. I would not. I'm just kidding. I would not go watch Oklahoma. But yeah, so we had Tennessee at 7-4, something like that.
Yeah, 8-4.
Excuse me, 8-4. Yeah, and then Oklahoma at 6-6.
6-6.
I feel safe with both of those.
I do too.
I do think Tennessee's going to be better than a lot of people give them credit, but it's just hard because this year the talent in the SEC is going to be pretty remarkable. Across the board. They've got some really damn good teams in the SEC.
They've got Neyland voodoo, just like Auburn's got Jordan Hare voodoo.
That's right. Yeah. If you're just joining us, please like, subscribe, share a lot. Chris likes to tell you, take the URL from the YouTube video and send it to the first 20 people on your phone. Spam them.
Unless it's your mother who doesn't understand technology.
No, send it to her too. Ricky L. Green, I follow Ricky on Twitter. He follows me, and he sent me this write-up yesterday. And Ricky, I apologize if you're watching. I wanted to make a graphic for this, and I wasn't able to, but it was very well articulated, and it was pretty much answering the question, could Kalen DeBoer win a national championship in his first year at Alabama? And so it got me thinking, when will he? Ricky pointed out that I believe, Chris, I read it to you off air.
You did.
I think it was 1948, the last time a first-year head coach won the Natty.
Yep.
So it's been forever and a long shot. So I think if anybody's primed to be able to do it, and I know everybody's going to come at us with the born on third base accusations if it happens, but I think it's Kalen DeBoer. I think Kalen, despite the transfers, despite what the media told you about Alabama after Nick Saban retired, despite what guys like Matt from LSU and all of these other, Auburn accounts and this and that, all these biased media, Fly War Chicken, that magazine, told you, I think Alabama's sitting pretty, man. They are.
They're pretty. Let's not forget, Gus Malzahn took Auburn to the national championship in his first year as the Auburn head coach.
Yep.
Now, they didn't win it. They were 17 seconds away from winning it, but they played for it. And if he hadn't brain farted, they probably would have won it. Now, it wasn't, and again, this isn't either of them. It wasn't their first time being a head coach. It's just first time at a new school being a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kalen has more bona fides. And here's another. We've got to reframe our thinking on how football's done now. Once you're in the top 12, you're in the playoffs, and you're gonna be having a legit shot. So if it's not 11-1 and it's 10-2 and you're in the playoff, you can win the national championship. So I'm not saying it's an easier path, because it's not, but it is a wider path.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think Kalen DeBoer, first of all, because he's played for a national championship, he understands what it takes to get there. Let's not forget that to do it, he had to beat Dan Lanning twice. He had to beat Sarkisian, which, by the way, the freaking, I don't know who put it out, but putting Sark over DeBoer in terms of ranking coaches is absolutely blasphemous and stupid. But anyway, he understands what it takes to be there, to get there. And so what did he do? What did he set to work doing as soon as he got to Tuscaloosa? A lot of people were frustrated. Why is he not keeping these guys? Why is he not working to keep these transfers? Well, in a way, it was trimming the fat. I think some of these kids were probably, I don't want to say they didn't want them, but they weren't going to, fight tooth and nail to keep them. If you don't want to be here, don't be here.
Right.
There was kind of I don't want to say it was a culture problem. There was some kind of like infestation on the team the past couple of years we saw where they just weren't gelling like we're used to. And maybe that's finally taking care of itself with getting guys out. A great example was Alabama losing to Texas, Amari Niblack on social media dancing as soon as the game's over, bragging about how many followers and viewers he's got, and everybody in the comments is just dragging him like, dude, you just lost and you're out here dancing. Kind of weeding out that mentality. But he let that take care of itself, but he went to work putting together a staff. And Bill, I'll put a link to Bill's breakdown in the description of this video as well. He put together this staff that has a lot of SEC ties, right? Not only that, they have a reach across the country.
Right? DeBoer's the head of the octopus.
Bingo. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Absolutely is. Go ahead, Bill. We saw your crooked finger.
No, I was agreeing with. That's a great analogy.
That's his agreements.
I agree.
Yeah. Tell him, Ricky.
So
head of the octopus is great because the tentacles reach so far.
They do. Yeah. They do. He built this pipeline pretty much. But I think,
you know what it takes to make an octopus laugh?
It's his dad joke section.
10 tickles. Get it? Go ahead.
No, I was just that's good. I appreciate that. No, I was just gonna say that I feel like people don't realize that Alabama's roster that they're gonna field, and we're gonna talk about the offense here in just a little bit, is still stacked. There's 5 and 4 stars all the way across the board. Then they supplement that by bringing in a guy like Ryan Williams, bringing in the number one transfer kicker in the country, bringing in the number 1 offensive lineman in the country, bringing him back, I should say, in Caden Proctor, bringing in Brailsford, all these guys, man, to shore up the trenches. That was the first approach. Let's shore up the trenches. You saw it in this recruiting class too. What'd they go after first? What they locked down in recruiting first? The trenches. Right, let's get the beef up front. Our offense doesn't work without the beef. And now, I just don't foresee if Alabama beats Georgia at home on September 28th. DeBoer's got a straight shot at a national championship. I think he's probably going to have to beat an Oregon, a Texas, or an Ohio State, or maybe a Georgia a second time. But he can definitely do it.
The Wisconsin game is going to be a trap game.
Yeah. It is. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but if he can get over the hump that is Georgia, look out, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, look out.
Yeah.
Yes, to answer Ricky's question, Kalen DeBoer absolutely could be the first coach since 1948 to win a national championship in his first year at Alabama.
I'm not going to say it will happen. I'm not going to manifest it, but it can seriously happen.
I hope not, man.
No, we're not playing Georgia 3 times in 1 year, brother. No.
I hope not.
Maybe twice. But we might see, there's no East-West. Got to remember that. We got to rethink how we think about football now.
Yep.
If we beat Georgia and Alabama cruises to the number 1 or 2 spot in the SEC, what's Texas doing? Mm-hmm. Texas might be 1 or 2. We might see them in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We're not going to see Ole Miss there.
Y'all, hey, speaking of Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, I just want to take a second and recognize, Monty Kiffin passed away today.
Heck, yeah.
What was he, 84?
He made it to 84.
Heck of a defensive coach.
Yeah.
And he raised some good kids.
Yeah, big loss to the college football, to the football world in general. So,
yep. How many places did he coach?
A lot. He's got
it's like,
Joe, it is.
SC and I know FAU. Where else was he at? Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, he was in the pros forever.
Yeah, he was.
He was in Oakland at least once with when Lane was at Oakland.
I'm just laughing at the fact he called them leg humpers. Well, Keith goes hard.
Who else is? You know who else is a leg humper? Tiny.
Oh yeah, Tiny.
Tiny is. I've sent him to bed.
The baby.
That's my baby. He's one of my.
Why you got to tell people you hump my leg?
Sorry, they don't even know that, do they?
No.
Let's look at guys. We want to talk a little bit about Alabama's projected offense. Let me wipe my face first because I'm sweating. I've made a graphic here. I'm going to bring it up. And Bill, I'm going to let you. This graphic doesn't exactly match what you sent to me. I kind of combined it with some other opinions.
Yeah, and that's what exactly.
To get your opinion on it, what you think, as well as your list. I'm going to let you speak to this. Projected. This is a projection. Okay, let me be clear. This isn't definitive.
Projection.
It can change. Yeah. Okay, this is what we think could happen in terms of seeing Alabama's offense on the field. Here you go.
All right. First off, Monty Kiffin coached at 14 different locations. This is a projection. Tyler Booker at left tackle. You might see Elijah Pritchett. Elijah Pritchett at left tackle. Caden Proctor, maybe. That's so. The Caden Proctor is. So we got 6 darn good options for the starting 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not saying Caden Proctor's not going to be there. Elijah Pritchett, Tyler Booker, they're going to lock down. If that's the left side, they're going to lock it down. Parker Brailsford, he's been teaching everybody the schemes and terminology since he's been in Tuscaloosa. Parker's going to be solid. He was a freshman last year, and he was a good center. He's going to be great this year. Jaden Roberts, shout out to his mama. We love Jaden. Jaden is Jaden's going to make a lot of money in the NFL quickly.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we already know he crushes opponents, and he's going to continue that. Wilkin Formby, he was a backup left tackle last year. He was possibly at right tackle this year.
Yeah.
So maybe our guy from maybe Proctor and Formby are the right tackles that swap in and out. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I think Proctor. I don't know, man. It's hard to imagine him coming back and sitting for a year.
Yeah, I think he's going to be left tackle. That means Elijah Pritchett probably moves to right tackle, and Wilkin and Olos Alainen, the Swede, are going to be your backups on the sides, and they're massive, folks. If you're listening, this is a big bunch of men. Hopefully, Proctor's more fleet-footed than he was last year. We know these on the screen, they have good footwork. Hopefully Proctor's got that worked out. Quarterback room, we've talked that. Everybody talks about this. Running back room is going to be great. Jam's probably the number 1. Number 2 is going to be, what's the other guy? Who's our number 2 running back?
Haynes.
Yeah,
just Haynes. And when we say 1 and 2, I mean, they're probably going to each get 15 carries a game or more. We still got Robbie Oots in his 17th year of eligibility to back up C.J. Dupree at tight end. So those two are going to swap time at tight end a lot. C.J. had a lot to work on from last year, and I think we're going to see that improvement. Wide receiver, nothing wrong with Kendrick Jeremy and Kobe. And Ryan Williams is going to see some playing time a lot.
I don't think Ryan Williams is going to see significant playing time.
No,
I think he's going to play. Don't get me wrong; he's going to play. But
I think he's going to be on the field. No,
he will be. But he's also, keep in mind, he's 17 years old. He's like 165 pounds. The guy's got to put on a little bit of weight. I know everybody's going to go Devonta Smith, this and that. But Devonta Smith was a little bit different in the fact that when he blew up, he wasn't 17 years old. And so the last thing you want to do is get this kid out there and get him hurt. We're talking.
And what I'm saying about Ryan's playing time is in 2017, the coming out party for that freshman class in 2017 was the Vanderbilt game, mid-season. And I think that's what I mean about Ryan Williams. We're going to see him come in situations that are, and we're going to be like, oh, yes, I like what the future's like. Because that's where Smitty and those 4 receivers and Tua, and they came out in the second half of the Vanderbilt game. It was like, oh, golly, these could start.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll be nice. I agree with you. I do.
And we've got games on the schedule like that.
I firmly think, and I talked about it. It's funny that you say that because this recruiting class, again, I'm going to do a video on it, but this recruiting class is very, very eerily similar to that 2017 recruiting class that you're talking about, Bill. And we talked a little bit about recruiting at the beginning of the show. If you're just joining us, be sure you go back and watch. But I firmly believe that a second version of the Rideouts is coming to Tuscaloosa. I think part of that group is already there in Ryan Williams. Caleb Cunningham is going to be another one. And I think there's going to be one or two guys that Alabama's still going to land that will also supplement those two. And, with the talent that's already there, it's just Jeremy Bernard is going to be nuts, I think.
Yes.
And he's going to be – he's kind of the guy for the receivers that Brailsford is for the line. Helping coach up and learn this new program.
It's a very good point, Bill.
Yeah,
very good point.
And this is a offensive happy system.
Absolutely.
So, and let's not forget, the running back at Washington was like the third leading rusher in the country last year, and he wasn't. It wasn't like hundreds of yards behind number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a balanced attack. I'm excited. Jeremy Bernard is exciting to me.
Yeah, me too. He went off in A-Day, and I think he is going to be a stress reliever for Jalen Milroe as well. Milroe's got a guy. He's short-handed. He's fast, crisp in his route running. He can always look for him. And then you put Kendrick Law is going to be a nightmare. He's going to be quick.
He's so fast.
Yeah, he's strong.
Yeah. And he's strong. Yeah,
the big guy out on the outside. It's going to be a nasty offense. And then, don't forget the tight ends. So,
after Robbie Oots,
embarrassment of riches.
That tight end room is as solid as the running back room. It's depth.
No, you're absolutely right. It's wild to me that there's still depth there because for 2 weeks it was just constant transfers. Hayes Fawcett gave us all PTSD. Every time he posts something cryptic nowadays, I'm like, oh my gosh, no. But the fact that Alabama still has depth is beyond me. This staff that came in has done an amazing job.
And we talked about it a minute ago about the recruiting of the beef up front. There was some planned attrition with the portal that goes back to Coach Saban. There were guys that he just said they're going to have to wish you luck elsewhere. And some of those were in the offensive line. And, we mentioned Formby and Olasalainen. They were not told to leave or they were definitely encouraged to stay. And then there's the other guys coming that are that's going to be a wonderful, solid place. The defensive line's solid. We're thin at linebacker, but it's coming along.
Yeah, we're gonna do the defense next week. Talk a little bit about that. Guys, maybe some potential movement. Maybe, possibly. That doesn't mean it's definitive. Disclaimer. Maybe some movement in some of these commitments coming up in the next couple of days. So you definitely want to keep your eye on that. Of course, as soon as it happens or as soon as we know, we'll be posting on X, a short or whatever. Bill started with player profiles today. He started with Quay Rusaw. So you're definitely going to want to check that out, that short on YouTube. Chris, tell everybody where to find us.
You can find us all on the X or Twitter, whichever you like to call it, at Way Offsides Cotton, Way Offsides Bill, Way Offsides Jeff, and Way Offsides Chris. That's Way with 4 A's. And you can also look up Way Offsides J Wheel. He's not very active, but go give him a follow. You can find us over on the
we don't care.
Yeah, you can find us over on the TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can email us at wayoffsides@gmail.com. You can call us at 256. No, you can't call us yet.
Yeah, we're working on that, guys. We're gonna have some call-in opportunities here in the near future. We'll probably
we're gonna get a burner phone.
Yeah,
like a burner account.
Yeah, seriously, freaking posers, man.
Yeah, we do have a 800 number if anybody's interested. That's 800-328-7448.
Say it one more time, Bill.
328-7448. It's a cryptic message.
Keith, I just read your message. You probably need to go talk to the doctor, man.
Oh golly.
Yeah, definitely don't take go see the doctor, man. 100%.
Yeah.
But guys, that's gonna do it.
Or get some Pedialyte sport. It'll knock it right out.
We'll do that. Still go talk to you.
Do like me. Drink 6 quarts.
Let me remind y'all.
6 quarts low.
We've been in talking season since May 1st.
Yeah.
Recruiting season.
Yep.
Magazine season's hitting the racks, and next week it's SEC Media Days.
That's right, man.
We got football season, and so we're going to have some updates based on that next week.
51 days. This season's going to be a lot of fun, guys. You're not going to miss it. We're going to do a lot of live shows during games. We're going to have meetups on campus during games. Man, I mean, just a lot. There's going to be yes, Joe, we'll give you the number, and you can call in and sing whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, if you're on Twitter, make sure you're heading over to YouTube, giving us a sub, like, comment. Just so you guys know, when you comment, it helps the algorithm over there. People can see the video, watch it. I think that's going to do it for tonight.
One last thing. I got one last thing I didn't mention about Quay Russaw in that short because I wanted to keep it under a minute. One of the reasons I like Quay so much, he's from Montgomery. Everything sounds great about the young man.
Yes.
And he did not go to East Alabama Technical College.
Yeah, he could have left.
He could have gone there twice.
And he didn't. And so him and Smith. Really excited about those guys. Yeah. But all right, guys, that's going to do it. As always, we love you. Thank you for engaging with us and talking to us. I know some of you guys started having your own conversation in the comments. I love it. But yeah, we that's why we do this, is just to hang out with you guys, talk football, and have a good time. And so you guys make it a lot of fun. So make sure you tell your friends and family about us. Send them our videos. Do all the things. Chris, you got anything you want to say? Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
Awkward pause. Bill?
I just got to say good night and roll tide.
Yeah. As always, guys, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, and roll tide.
Do it with the other hand.
Roll tide, everybody.
Roll tide.
Roll it.